Are you searching for the perfect paint color for your space? Are you all over the internet looking for inspiration photos, asking random strangers online for paint color recommendations that don't lean this way or that way? Welcome to Paint Color Fact Friday. I'm Susan Grant, owner of Color Envy Design. I am an interior decorator, 3D render artist, and interior paint color specialist. That means when clients hire me for paint color selection, I use color science, color data, and color facts to help them get it just right in their space, which stops all the stressing and guessing for them. Today, we're going to decipher and demystify some terminology that you might be seeing online about paint color that may or may not be serving you in your search for the perfect color for your space. So let's talk about some color facts, shall we? It's almost impossible to have any kind of paint color conversation without using that word. You know it, I know it, it's all over the internet. It is one of the most overused and misunderstood words when it comes to paint color selection, and it may or may not be serving you when it comes time to pick that perfect paint color for your space. It's the U word, undertone. What is an undertone? When someone on the internet or your best friend says, this paint color has a blue-green undertone, that doesn't mean you're going to see it that way in your space, because when you change the light, you change the color. And that is a paint color fact. So when someone says they see an undertone, that means they're describing how they see it in their space. It's impossible to repeat an undertone from space to space because when you change the light, you change the color. And it's impossible to prove an undertone because when you change the light, you change the color. So therefore, the word undertone are subjective terms that people use to describe the way that they see a color. There's nothing factual or fact-based about them. And that's a paint color fact. Did you know that every gray, white, or beige neutral color that you may be looking at for your space, like this, is born from the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet color space? Remember that from school, Roy G. Biv? Every color, including white and gray, starts out as an actual color, whether it be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, or violet. It's when we look at it this way that we can see how they start to change. And that's a fact. Let's talk about gray. Have you ever picked what you thought was the perfect no-fail neutral gray, or someone suggested their perfect no-fail neutral gray, and you got it home and it looked purple or lavender on your walls? So you went back to the store, picked another no-fail neutral gray, got it home, looked lavender, and guess what? You did it again and it looks purple. It's not weird lighting. It's not a weird purple undertone. When people call me and tell me this is happening, I know exactly why. It's because they're choosing their grays from a particular paint color parent. Now, we talked earlier about all grays coming from either red, orange, yellow, green, blue, or violet. And this paint color fact is going to blow your mind. When people tell me this happens, I know they're choosing their grays from either one of two paint parents, and it's either the yellow or orange paint parent. Mind blown, right? And this is a paint color fact. I'm going to prove it right now. Let's take a look at our yellow slice here. Here is the yellow paint parent. And as yellow becomes a more grayed out version of itself, it has a tendency to look purple in certain lights. And it's really tricky when you're going for those lighter grays because it's not easy to see it on that little tiny chip. And when you paint it on the wall, all of a sudden it's lavender. It's not a weird lavender undertone. You're choosing your colors from either the yellow or orange parent family. And that is a fact. And when people call me and tell me this happens, I know exactly what colors they're using, and I know exactly what colors to suggest so it doesn't keep happening. Let's talk about some grays that may lean lavender in your space because they come from the yellow or orange parent family. Now, these are beautiful grays that might be somebody else's perfect no-fail neutral gray, but because when you change the light, you change the color, it might look lavender in your space. And when people call me and say, I see lavender, many times it's one of these gorgeous colors. Shoreline, Nightingale, Stormy Monday, or Cement Gray. Now, of course, there are many factors that go into getting the color just right for your space, which is why I use data. Whether it be in person or 100% remotely, I can help you get it just right. So feel free to reach out, DM me, call me, and be sure to like, share, follow, and comment. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd like to thank you so much for watching Paint Color Fact Friday. Have a lovely and colorful day.